from the nooks and crannies of this nation. OSBC brings you the news. News across the country.
Good evening and welcome to the news across the country. Osun government declares tomorrow war-free day for PVC collection. Senate moves to resolve Supreme Court crisis. Reports of the way focuses on efforts of Osun government on roads across the state. Train attack victims' families beg government to hasten hostages release. Osun State Governor Mr. Adegboyega Otola has been described as competent, pragmatic and a leader by excellence with human parts that is capable of taking the state to an enviable height if re-elected in the forthcoming election. The Jesha North Traditional Council gave the assurance during the campaign rally in Ibokun and Ijebu-Jesha for the re-election of Governor Adegboyega Otola on the 16th July gubernatorial election. Governor's Office correspondent Sonia Onoride is standing by for details.
The campaign train for the re-election of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola in the forthcoming gubernatorial election also pulled up at Ijesha North Federal Constituency, comprising Obokun Local Government Area, Obokun East Local Council Development Area, Oriade Local Government Area, as well as Oriade Local Council Development Area in the state of Osun, while receiving royal blessings at the Palace of Alademore of Ibokun, as well as the Palace of Elegboro of Ijebu-Jesha. Governor Oyetola, who commended the royal fathers for their prayers with positive results, said that more developmental projects and welfare policies are in the pipeline if re-elected in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. In their separate remarks, Owamiran of Esauke, Oba Adeyemi Adediran, Alademore of Ibokun, Oba Festus Awogboro, Ajalaye of Ipetu Ijesha, Oba Adeleke Agunbiade Elegboro of Ijebu-Ijesha, Oba Moses Oluwafemi Agunsoye, on behalf of other traditional rulers and chiefs in the area, paid glowing tributes for the outstanding performance recorded, describing him as competent, pragmatic, a leader par excellence with humane heart, affirming that there is a need for good work to continue under the leadership of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola across the state, addressing the teeming crowd of party supporters at Ibokun roundabout as well as at Ijebu-Jesha market. Governor Oyetola noted that a vote for Oyetola in the forthcoming gubernatorial election represents a quantum leap towards the actualization of Yoruba presidency personified by Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the benefit of all across the state of Osun, adding that he is poised to surpass what is currently unfolding in terms of meeting the yearnings and aspirations of the people across the state.
We recognize the fact that we have been existing for a while, but things are changing. I believe with the turnout and the performance during the primary, I believe it's not the same thing. We are making serious inroads to win, but I'm confident about that. Based on the performance of the government, also the performance of the party, we are winning.
The state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodo, the Director General of Oyetola's Campaign Council, Senator Ajibola Bashir, as well as the leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Ijesha North Federal Constituency, including Otumba Jumoke Ogunkeyede, Alhaji Nasir Komonlafe, Honorable Natalie Agunbiade, Honorable Bosun Oyintiloye, among other speakers who were pretty much eloquent in reeling out the laudable achievements recorded in all ramifications across the state, enjoined the residents to reciprocate the good gesture in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in sustaining the good governance. Dignitaries on the campaign train with Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, including the wife of the governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the deputy governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, Mrs. Oyefunke Alabi, former deputy governor, Mrs. Grace Titilayo Panle, chief of staff to the governor, Dr. Charles Akinola, members of the State Executive Council, members of the State House of Assembly, the leadership and members of the All Progressive Congress from across the state. From the governor's office, Sanya Onoide reporting.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has reassured people of its commitment towards eliminating all physical barriers that will hinder voters from participating in the forthcoming election in Osun State. Osun Resident Electoral Commissioner Professor Abdulganil Raji made this known during the education and sensitization for visually impaired voters in Osun State. OSBC reporter Omotayo Adebodun has the details.
Ahead of the 2022 gubernatorial election in Osun State, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has assured of effective and seamless participation of visually impaired voters in the election and other activities. The Independent National Electoral Commission has trained visually impaired voters on the use of Braille's ballot guard for them to be able to exercise their democratic power independently in the July 16 election in the state. Speaking at the event, the Osun Resident Electoral Commissioner Professor Abdulganil Raji assured visually impaired and other registered voters living with disabilities in Osun on hindered participation in the forthcoming gubernatorial election. Professor Raji further assured that magnifying glasses for persons with low vision and albinism were provided. Voters' information in Braille's for persons with visual impairments was equally produced.
We want an inclusive process, an inclusive election where every vulnerable group will be carried along. The people will be one of those vulnerable groups. So we have created a special department for them, and also gender. And so we are getting the support of our partner, International Federation of Electoral System, IFS. And IFS is actually the brain behind the food support and the funding for the trainings that we have been doing for the people with disability.
In her remarks, the Acting Director, Gender and Inclusion Department, INEC, Mrs. Dorothy Bello, stated that electoral process must be inclusive to accommodate all persons with one disability or the other, which are critical members of the society.
Activities carried out is improvement on what was initially done, especially in terms of sensitization, capacity building. You know, I've just sensitized them together, but now we have we take each disability and reach out to them to enable them get sensitized in a format that they can understand.
INEC has assured that our officers have been trained to give preference to vulnerable groups, including the pregnant women and people living with disabilities. Montayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
In the meantime, Osun State government has declared tomorrow a work-free day to enable civil servants who are yet to collect their permanent voters' cards to do so ahead of the July 16 gubernatorial election in the state. In a statement by the Secretary to the state government, Prince Wole Oyebamiji, Osun government acts on the importance of the PVC to the performance of their civic responsibility. The government does not want anyone to miss out on the opportunity to exercise their constitutional rights, especially as it affects their overall well-being and the security of their future. Osun State House of Assembly has confirmed 6-month tenure elongation of local government chairmen and councillors across the state, just as the House has asked commissioners nominees of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola to submit their credentials for the necessary screening. Parliamentary reporter Oluwatosin Oladokun completes the story.
The Barely a few weeks after the conduct of primaries election for the state's legislature, Osun State House of Assembly members today resume work. Welcoming the lawmakers to the Alo chamber is the Speaker of the State Parliament, Honorable Timothy Owe, who in the course of the plenary lauded the tenacity of his colleagues. Thereafter, the Speaker read the 2 letters sent to the House by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. The first sought the need for the Secretary of Government to consider the 6-month tenure elongation of local government chairmen and councillors across the state.
Bring the closest tiers of government to table. Definitely a reasonable government should avoid battling at local government, especially when the entire nation is facing security challenges. One way or the other, yes, we have not gotten any reports indicting those directing the affairs of local government.
Another letter communicated to the honorable members was the screening of commissioners and special advisor nominees. While speaking on the extension of the chairman and councillors, Chairman, House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Festus Babatunde Komolafe, Majority Leader of the House, Honorable Maruf Olarewaju, just asked Honorable Nasiru Olateju heard that so long there were no petition against the present local government areas heads, House of Assembly should go ahead for their confirmation for another 6 months. The House therefore confirmed them for another 6 months. In his remarks, the Speaker of the House, Honorable Timothy Owe, applauded Governor Adegboyega Oyetola administration for lifting ban on promotion and conversion of the state workforce, a feat which he said has written Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's name in gold. The Speaker, in the same spirit, constituted a 7-man screening committee for the affected commissioners and special advisor nominees to be headed by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Femi Kukuola. Uluwatosin Oladokun, OSBC News.
Meanwhile, the Senate and the Nigerian Bar Association have waded into the conflict between the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Tanko Mohammed, and justices of the Supreme Court over issues bordering on welfare and working condition. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, at the plenary, mandated the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters to, as a matter of urgency, wade into the crisis. Senator Lawan gave the directive moment before the state adjourned plenary. He recalled that there were some issues coming out of the judiciary. Also, the NBA stated that there is an urgent need for fundamental reforms of the administration and governance of the judiciary. This is the news across the country coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ilawiye Okebale Osogbo, Voice of the West. Now, our mid-news message. Assist the government of the day in all your endeavors. Report of the week takes a look on the Osun State government commitment to ensuring motorable roads across the states. Side Adeboye takes a look on recently rehabilitated and constructed roads as they affect the states. Here are details.
Roads no doubt play a significant role in the economic advancement of a given state or nation, as no industry will invest in a society with debt trap as its roads. Perhaps in an attempt to advance the state of Osun economy, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola embarked upon rehabilitation of dilapidated roads and as well open new roads. People of Osun State will not forget the gigantic Olaya flyover, which as of today not only serve Osogbo community but motorists and cyclists from all parts of the country. The Lameko Ilobo Road is receiving the attention of the state government as those handling the project work day and night to put the FRBC road in good shape, as portrayed by the SA Works engineer Toke Olaniyan.
We have tried repeatedly to seek the attention of the federal government to fix this road, but we haven't got the next response. But if we are waiting for that, it means that we are going to sentence our people to long years of suffering, which we do not want to do.
What could one say about the Zenith Bank Road linking Odiolowo to its adjoining communities? Apart from being graded, the road as of today has been tarred, reducing the traffic jam in the area. Osogbo Iwo Road is another dilapidated road seeking attention for a long period of time. Investigations by this reporter now reveal that the road is being fixed courtesy of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola's administration. Speaking with OSBC News, the Commissioner for Works and Transportation, Engineer Oluremi Omowaye, explained that the state government remains committed to developing the state infrastructurally and physically. Engineer Omowaye noted that apart from fixing notable roads, the present administration is committed to fixing communal roads with a view to growing the state's economy.
We are putting in place infrastructure. We are doing a lot around health. We are doing a lot around agri. We are doing a lot around education.
Two residents of Osun State who spoke with OSBC News described Governor Oyetola as a silent achiever who should be supported in all facets of governance. They noted that with the way his administration is opening up roads, it is certain that Osun is safe in his hand.
They let them finish the road. Then do well because all the road for Iwo no good. All the road no good. But then do well now. We like to lay up on that side road. What do they do?
I want to give it thanks our governor, our Mibu governor, Governor Isaac Adegboyega Oyetola, for this laudable project. Ever since this place has been opening up, there's nothing like blockage again as it was before.
For OSBC Report of the Week, this is Said Adeboje reporting.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NACON) has told state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies, commissions, licensed tour operators, and the public that the Hajj quota allocated to Nigeria had been completely exhausted long before now. The commission, which disclosed this in a release, expressed belief that all Hajj managers had utilized their allocations based on first-come, first-served arrangement as agreed from the outset of operations. The commission, however, assures that if Saudi Arabia honors its request for additional slots, NACON shall willingly distribute same to all stakeholders demanding for additional allocations without hesitation. NACON has in the meantime urged all state pilgrims, boards, and private operators to concentrate more on getting their pilgrims ready for their timely conveyance to Saudi Arabia. It reiterates that the concern of the Commission is the need to move all registered pilgrims to the kingdom safely before closure of Saudi airspace. It similarly assures licensed tour operators that initial drawbacks experienced due to unforeseen development in the new operational system has been successfully settled. Therefore, they are expected to commence printing of their pilgrims' travel documents without delay. NACON has therefore advised registered pilgrims to comply with their managers' instructions accordingly in order to conclude 2022 Hajj outbound operation without hitches. Relatives and friends of the abducted passengers of the ill-fated Abuja-Kaduna AK-9 train have been appealed to the federal government to speed up the process of the release of the remaining 50 hostages who had so far spent 87 days with terrorists. Reporters say that the bandits at penultimate Saturday released 11 out of the 61 victims of the abducted train passengers. After almost 3 months in their custody, remaining 50 hostages still in the den of their captive. But the relatives and friends of the abducted passengers said some of its members are contemplating committing suicide while thinking of the harrowing experience the remaining 50 hostages were going through at the moment. While addressing newsmen in Kaduna today, Dr. Abdul Fattah Jimo spoke on behalf of other families, expressed delight on the release of the 11 hostages by the bandits. Dr. Jimo also urged the security agencies to hasten the process of releasing the remaining 50 hostages as directed by President Muhammadu Buhari. The beneficiaries of the Conditional Cash Transfer Scheme program have commended President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Adegboyega Oyetola for their joint effort in eradicating poverty and alleviating Osun State families from financial struggles. The scheme, which was launched last year, November, has 15,563 beneficiaries and commenced a monthly payment of 5,000 naira per household. OSBC reporter Ayobami Akomolafe completes the story.
With joy and excitement, the beneficiaries of the conditional cash transfer scheme by the federal government in conjunction with the Osun State government in Ede North and Ede South local government areas danced to the fullest in appreciation for taking part in the scheme and among the beneficiaries to receive the scheme's withdrawal card. Speaking at the program, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Social Intervention Programs, Mr. Lukman Abimbola, appreciated the effort of the federal and state government in ensuring the uplift of the citizenry. The SSAO noted that 15,563 vulnerables had benefited in the program, reiterated the need for the beneficiaries to take the opportunity as a great privilege of empowering and engaging themselves with what will bring more income for them.
The fear they had before was that by the end of this month, we are going to stop the program, but we have been telling them henceforth we are still going to continue as beneficiaries under this program. I want to thank President Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and of course we must specially recognize and thank our own governor, Alhaji Isaka Adepo Igayetola.
In awards of admonition, an APC stalwart, Alhaja Latifat Giwa, commended the federal government and the Osun State government under the leadership of Governor Adepo Igayetola for extending their support to the vulnerables. She then encouraged the beneficiaries of the cash transfer scheme program to use the stipends wisely and also invest in something that will give back to the community and the general public at large.
I want to appreciate Mr. Governor Alhaji Igayetola for being magnanimous to ensure that this scheme does not stop. As soon as the money comes in, he assists, he gives all what is necessary so that they can go to the local government, and that has been helping for the distribution to be continuous.
Some of the beneficiaries of the cash transfer scheme, including Mrs. Ramota Akwamu and Mrs. Sariu Rufai, among others, took turns to appreciate the government for empowering and lifting them from poverty. The program climaxed with the distribution of cash transfer scheme withdrawal cards to the beneficiaries. Ayobami Akomolafe reporting for OSBC News.
The owner state of Odua Investment Company Limited have expressed satisfaction over the trajectory performance of the company in the last few years. Ondo State Governor Arakun Oluwarotimi Akeredolu spoke on behalf of others at the 2022 annual general meeting of the group in Lagos, commended the management for undertaking fundamental changes as directed by the Enugu State. Our reporter Oluwatobiloba Odunuga, who was at the event, now reports.
That was the opening anthem of the 2022 annual general meeting of Odua Investment Company Limited held at Osun Hall of Lagos Airport, Ikeja. Dignitaries including the Governor of Ondo State, Arakun Rotimi Akeredolu, Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun, Governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, represented by his deputy, Otumba Bisi Egbeyemi, and other representatives of Ondo, Oyo, and Lagos State, and other executive shareholders of the company. In their separate remarks over 2021 financial year results and accounts at the annual general meeting, the five governors of southwestern states reiterated their support for Odua Investment Company Limited. Speaking on the occasion, Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and Governor of Ondo State, Arakun Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, commended the management for posting an impressive 2021 performance and dividend payout to shareholders.
All the states owners of Odua are pleased that in the last few years we have been able to stabilize this company.
Also in his remarks, Governor Dapo Abiodun noted that the state is deeply committed to the cause of which Odua Investment Company was created to achieve. The same view was expressed by other governors in attendance who reiterated their support for continued growth and development of Odua Investment Company. Meanwhile, consequent upon the expiration of the tenure of Dr. Segun Aina from Osun State as chairman, the board of shareholders approved Bimbo Ashiru from Ogun State as the new chairman of the group. This is in line with the established principle of rotation of chairmanship among shareholder states every 4 years as enshrined in the shareholders agreement. Earlier in his address, the outgone chairman of Odua Investment Company Limited, Dr. Segun Aina, appreciated the shareholders for the privilege and rare honor given him to pilot the affairs of the company. He urged fellow directors and management to remain focused on the delivery of the company's 5-year Sweat, Revive and Create SRC 2025 Strategic Trust.
I'm happy that Odua Investment
chairman, and I represent also we are able to take the last 2 years in terms of relevance and in terms of
Also in his remarks, the new chairman of the group, Bimbo Ashiru, assured shareholders that the board had put in various best practice governance policies in the year under review that will ensure the company's investment creates sustainable impact in the ensuing years. Commenting on the outcome of the annual general meeting, the group managing director, Adewale Baji, expressed delight on the performance of the company in the outgone year, noting that the Odua Investment Company Limited was established to positively influence the next generation of youth with focus on health, education and youth empowerment. Oluwa Tobiloba Odu Noga reporting for OSBC News.
The official commissioning of a newly renovated science laboratory of Oshobo Grammar School, Osun State, by A-Levels alumni class of 84-86 set holds tomorrow morning, released by the president of the set, Mr. Beniza Ashinyobi, and secretary, Mrs. Tawo Ogunbande, states that Commissioner for Education, Honorable Folorunsho Oladoyin, and Special Advisor on Education, Honorable Jami Olawumi, are expected as a special guest of honor at the event. Venue of the program is Oshobo Grammar School, Oshobo. It enjoins invited guests to attend the program as a matter of duty. Osun State High Court of Justice will tomorrow morning flag off its e-affidavits and e-probable services. This is contained in the release by the High Court of Justice Chief Registrar, Mr. M. Lasisi. Venue is Election Petition Tribunal O within the High Court premises, Okefia, Oshobo. And now to sports. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the immediate return of the country to international basketball competition. This was announced by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development, Ismail Abubakar, at a press briefing in Abuja. Adeyemi Abodere has more sports updates.
Eagles manager Jose Peseiro has applauded the Golden Eaglet and the women's national under-17 football team, the Flamingos, following their qualification for major tournaments. On Tuesday, the 5-time world champions, the Golden Eaglet, booked their ticket to next year's under-17 African Cup of Nations in Algeria after coming from behind to defeat regional rival Cote d'Ivoire 3-1 in the semi-final of the Wafo B-Zone under-17 championship in Ghana. The Flamingos are one of the Africa's representatives at October's FIFA under-17 Women's World Cup in India after beating Ethiopia 1-0 on aggregate on June 4. Peseiro called on Nigerians to show their support to the Golden Eaglets and Flamingos, saying they are the future of Nigerian football. Meanwhile, Napoli striker Victor Osimhen has been listed alongside 4 players that are likely to replace outgoing Romelu Lukaku at Chelsea. Reports claim Chelsea new owner Todd Boehly drew up a short list of 5 strikers to replace the Inter Milan bound forward. Lukaku said his return to Inter Milan on loan on Tuesday, having been blatant in his desire to return to the Serie A side after a miserable season in which he scored just 15 goals in 44 appearances. Report claimed among strikers being considered to replace Lukaku are Victor Osimhen, Jonathan David, Richarlison, Gianluca Scamara, among others. In the meantime, Newcastle United are reportedly watching Nottingham Forest target Taiwo Awoniyi. Awoniyi is expected to leave Union Berlin, with Nottingham Forest believed to be close to signing him. There are claims that a move to Forest is on the cards, and the newly promoted Premier League outfit has agreed to pay a fee of around £17.5 million for him. Awoniyi is one of the strikers Newcastle has watched, and he has admirers in the club's recruitment department. The battle for Crystal Palace midfielder Michael Olise has been narrowed down to just 2 options in Nigeria and France, as he has turned his back on Algeria. Reports in Algeria suggest he will likely be in the squad for the international games that will be played in September. Those reports are wide off the mark. Olise has refused the option of representing Algeria and has not spoke with members of Algeria Football Federation. A source said he wants to weigh up his chances with France, which still remains his priority. But if it doesn't work, then he will gladly welcome the idea of playing for Nigeria because he felt wanted when he was caught up 2 years ago.
That was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olayiwola and delivered by Olushola Egbodofo. For more Ibaros, can visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.